till YouTube is live and then say the one you missed?
Yeah, I have. Well,
How can I help you?
I just want to run them off real quick. All dogs go to purgatory.
Right.
Kiss, kiss, kill, kill, then kiss, kiss. So you think you can disembowel. It came from a red state.
Ooh.
I married a Zumba. I'm just skipping around through some of them. Charlie and the Chocolate Candy Man.
Oh,
Fiend Without a Face. Cher takes off her makeup. And drum roll, please. My favorite one, and everybody's favorite one, actually. Dancing with the Coats Made Out of the Stars.
Wow. Absolutely my favorite. Mike, I think it's illegal for me to let you win the prize, but this week you do. I got you this porcelain doll. Feel free.
Jeffrey wrote a brilliant one in the chat. Jim Henson's A Nightmare on St. Elmo's Street.
yeah.
Oh no.
Scary stuff. Scary.
Oh
But Nelson
no.
did
It takes place in Times Square.
You ought to see Kermit the Frog playing Frogger in that one.
Look who
Also
it
got-
is.
Also got you your very own Carol Channing, Mike.
Carol. Carol.
That's the most frightening one of them all. It's just called Carol Channing.
She's called
Right,
her makeup.
Right. So we're running a little behind everybody. That's Gladys, our cashier. She's never running behind. She's always fast and easy. And she insisted that I run the credits, even though we launched into the show and everything. But what's most important to Gladys and the rest of the team at Colorado Comedy Shows is to remind you that we donate 10% of ticket sales and private event fees to Elevating Connections and their programs for youth who are separated from their siblings by foster care. I was up there doing a comedy workshop. The youth really enjoy it. The youth are from foster care or other systems care, including homeless youth. So it just felt good to reach out and let them enjoy or participate in some fun comedy. Maybe we got future comedians there, Mike, right? It's still
Did you say Utes?
yeah, I did say Utes. And we also connected them to the Community College of Denver. So we're building a partnership between Elevating Connections, Colorado Comedy Shows, and the Community College of Denver to help the kids explore careers and such. So thanks to our VIP customers, including I don't want to say our secret friend just dropped in, Mike. One of your VIPs is here, as well as Bobby Owl. So hello to our VIPs. We have prizes ahead for you and general admission folks. We also have some prizes to you. You're looking at the Mike Langlory theater. This is just the temporary one we're building while we're building the other one. So
this is an exact 1 inch to 1 inch reproduction of Liberace's colon.
yeah. Yes, including unique smell-o-vision. We're really able to. How often do we get to make smell-o-vision jokes?
Or let's face it, Liberace jokes.
Right.
Impression sniff.
Been dead longer than Catherine Shea has been alive.
Speaking of gorgeous visions, ladies and gentlemen, welcome the host of tonight's fantastic show, Mr. Mike Langworthy.
Yeah.
Not a gorgeous vision, but I've had them, and that's the important thing. It's great to see everybody. 5-minute sets. I give you some kind of a light or signal of some kind at 4 minutes. A minute to wrap up. We have an interesting show tonight. I like all the people who are on it. Well, all but one. And
That's the guessing part of the show, right?
that's the part. So you think you can figure out who it is. And a friend of mine who asked specifically for an early spot, to which I agreed, and then sent me a text a little while later that he needed a later spot than.
Oh. Wow.
That's what it's like. That's what it's like when you're down in the, roll up your sleeves and you're in the trenches producing and starring in a television show right after you've gone to the dog park with your dog, which gets into wrestling matches with dogs that are so frightening the people are afraid of them. Not just the other dogs, the people are afraid of them. one guy came in with, I swear to God, a giraffe. And we're just like, really? What the fuck, man? This isn't a zoo. Get your fucking giraffe and get him out of here. And that's when I found out that giraffes can really pack a wallop with that neck.
Right.
Down, boom. It's like, I don't know. It's like watching Julia Roberts in every movie she ever made. It's just this little chupa chubber pop on top of a neck that wouldn't hold up anything.
Right. You really stuck your neck out there with that giraffe joke.
Yeah, well, you know what?
What are those two little things that giraffes always have on their heads?
I got that joke at a Toys R Us estate sale.
Oh,
Oh,
You know what? Never mind. I'm not even going to explain it to you. You'll have to figure it out.
yeah, no, that's a Google one if you can't keep up on that one.
It's a hell of a show every time we do this show, and I'm really going to enjoy it this week because I like the comics. I like the people who've dropped in to watch. I'm thrilled to announce that the fat lady who brings her knitting and just basically, she's like a combination of Fellini, a Fellini movie. You know how they always had the fat prostitutes in the Fellini movies that would just go back. No matter what's happening in the movie. Hilarious all the time. And she does her knitting at the same time. So she's like a fat Madame Lafarge at the same time that she's doing the other. I don't get it, but would your dog have a treat? She says, yeah, I'll give it to her. And you give her the treat and she eats it and the dog is starving.
Aw.
So that's just a little sample of what it's like in the Parker Dog Park. Parker,
wow.
the town's so nice, they named it once. Where you can still see, I ask you to do it. October, you can still see some assholes driving around in pickup trucks with "Stop the Steal" banners on them. And somehow they've co-opted the American flag, like that's supposed to represent the American flag and "Stop the Steal." Trump won. Yeah, no, he didn't. You know, you're a fucking moron. Whether you like him, whether you don't like him, that's really not the issue. The issue is 10 million more people wanted the other guy. So I don't know why I'm saying this. It's not supposed to be funny, and it's winning. All right, so never mind. No, I get it. You know, I respect you for that lack of laughter.
Thank you for the PSA.
Yeah, thanks a lot. I appreciate that because I was already in the dumper. Feel free to dump. Punch my material down after I'm already losing. So that's okay. Just for that, I'm going to start the show without any further fondue. And it was a cheesy enough opening. Am I right, people? Fondue,
Yeah.
cheese. No, get those glossaries out. I don't send them out for nothing. I don't mail you
Now he's
those
cooking.
just for the fun of it. So our first performer is a very patient guy. A lot of weeks, every week that he's here, he's a very patient. He's just not going to have to be very patient this week because I'm going to put him on first. By the way, the other thing that everybody's been on the show, they know. You know, I'm very capricious. I'll interrupt if I feel like it. Whatever. The first guy is going to be Jeffrey Burden II. Second person I'm putting on is another guy who often comes in early and doesn't go on until later, and that will be. Well, you know what? I'm not going to say the name.
Jim Henson and Elmo?
I want it to be a surprise. But the
that's
first
okay.
guy is Jeffrey Burden II from Toledo's own. Jeffrey Burden. So if you sense a funny smell, that's not his material.
Wow.
Wow, he's so nice.
So go ahead, Jeffrey.
Wow. What an intro.
My favorite intro all year. So go ahead, Jeffrey.
Let's see you get a laugh now.
Wow. Hawkins says, wow.
Great time. All right. Go
Wait,
ahead.
well, hi everybody.
Hey, look, You got all the sympathy in the world. If you don't get laughs, don't blame it on me.
Hey,
Ow.
I was just enjoying the love coming from. Right. Well,
It's not the material. I said it wasn't the material. All right.
My name is Jeffrey Burden, the second. Thank you, Mike. A great show. Great time, everybody. I have, last week, my wife and I, we celebrated the big 7, the big 7 years. Yeah.
Wow.
Super excited, that I haven't killed her. That's pretty cool, right? I mean, it's an accomplishment. It's
Absolutely.
an accomplishment. And for me, her and I too, for her too, right? She hasn't killed me,
Yes.
Interestingly enough, we both have, we've put out life insurance policies for each other. Now it's just a matter of who does murder who first, really. So there's that. She's adorable. I love her. We have our ups and our downs. I was thinking about, so we started watching dogs. It's money's been a little tight. You might say it's been a little rough. It's been a little rough.
Hello.
Yes, and I hope that joke didn't smell too bad. Badly. No. So we watched this dog, or one of our favorite dogs to watch is this deaf and blind dog. It's adorable. Incidentally, her favorite movie is The Miracle Worker. The Helen Keller story. It's amazing how that. My wife's adorable. She also loves, it's coming up Christmas. It's 2 months away, but I'm going to talk about it. She loves to watch It's a Wonderful Life. It's an annual thing she loves to do. And she cries so hard at the end of the movie. And it's such a deep moment. I cry too, I'm like, oh my God, why would you want to go back to all that bullshit? I don't know. All right. Well, did you hear that pin drop? Did anybody hear that? Yeah. Loud and clear.
I thought it was the price of property in Toledo.
Oh, man. Thank you.
Low blow. No. We went to Cedar Point again. My wife, she got season tickets for next year, and the special Cedar Point is this amusement park in Sandusky. It's America's rock and roller coaster. That's what they call it at Cedar Point, right? And it's a hollow weekend. It's Halloween weekends at Cedar Point, very spooky, for all the kids and the adults too. But a lot of marijuana smoking, heavy marijuana smoking, right? I don't know. It's like they think the place is called Cedar Joint. I don't know. Maybe that.
Hello.
Works, maybe it doesn't. I don't know. It's like it's not a Halloween weekend. They're Halloween ends. That's what they're calling it. Well, all right.
Got high off of that joke, man.
Yeah, woo! There's more than one way to get high at Cedar Point, right? Well, okay, there's that. You guys, every now and then I do think about my father, and when I was growing up, I lived with my father for the first few years of my life, and I'm always a hungry guy. I'm just always hungry. Be it literally hungry, I've got to shove something in my mouth, or hungry to do something. But the point is, I like to eat food, and I would steal my mother's food, or my mother would share it with me, more or less, really. And my father would be like, "Damn it, Kathy, what's yours is yours. What's his is his." He's got to learn that, right? And he practiced what he preached, right? Because he didn't share his other family with anybody. It was all him. That's right. The man who stuck to his guns. And everybody, you know what? I'm going to end it there. Y'all been lovely. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
I think the city smells better now.
That's true. And as of right now, his favorite song is the Beatles ballad, "I'm Fixin' a Hole." MC dug me. You did a great job there, buddy.
Cheers.
And I mean that from the bottom of my pants. Our next performer, we have people who come from all over the world and then came from all over time zones and even all over eras. Please welcome, if you will, Oog, son of Og.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, come on, let's go.
All right.
let's hope for him.
I don't know who's singing this.
Ook say, give me 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he means 5
I
minutes.
think,
Oh, he needs 5 minutes to get ready.
yeah, Oog struggles
Oh,
with
I'm so
Zoom
sorry.
sometimes.
Okay, Sukumar, Sukumar, you're
Yeah.
on.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Thanks,
you're
Mike.
going, you're going out on the stage, a bioethicist and computer scientist, and you're coming back a star. Sukumar Vijay Raghavan, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay. So I want to talk about 2 interesting conversations I had in the last, recently. So a colleague of mine caught me in the corridor and asked me if I was pissed off that Americans had culturally appropriated yoga. So am I offended with that? Absolutely not, because I mean that's the only job opportunity is there for an Indian guy whose only skill set is that he's bendy. But it is amazing to me how Americans have sort of monetized this practice, right? So here's a sort of a serious fact, and that is the yoga, which is slightly cardio, is known as hatha yoga, which is which is a Sanskrit word meaning force yoga. And some dude in California, I mean, looked at it and said, no, who can be bothered to learn that shit? I'll just call it heart yoga and turn up the thermostat. And I know a lot of people who are into this heart yoga. So once this heart yoga craze went viral, there's a bunch of people who trying to rhyme with heart to see if they can start another craze. And somebody came up with bot yoga, which is just exercise for your robots to keep them from being rusted. And somebody came up with boat yoga, but that sort of required a lot of investment. And so they instead came up with goat yoga, which is a real thing where you do yoga while goats climb on your back and so forth. But I say good luck to all of them. I mean, if they can find rich people rich and gullible people, that's fine. But I do draw the line at something, and this is this craze about turmeric. Now, Indian food, there's no Indian food that doesn't have turmeric. So in essence, I've been eating turmeric every day of my life. So if you use turmeric, you can grow up exactly like me, overweight and out of breath all the time. But this was the last straw was last week. I had my first turmeric latte at Starbucks, and the guy hands the drink over to me and says that'll be $7. I thought $7 for a drink. They're charging more per cup than Victoria's Secret. So that was one conversation I had. The other one I had was after an open mic where I do this set about Jesus and whether Jesus paid for the Last Supper or not. And this lady comes up to me and after the set and says, you shouldn't make fun of our Lord. And I guess she assumed that I was Christian. But this is one of the cases where you hesitate a bit and then it's too late to go back. So I was just trying to work out in my mind whether I should tell her I was raised a Hindu or I'm an atheist. I didn't know which one would upset her more. But as I was going through this in my mind, she said, "No, what denomination are you?" So at that point, it was too late to back out and say I wasn't a Christian. So I was thinking, I never go to work. I never go to church on Sunday. The only thing I do on Sunday, for the purpose of this joke, is hiking and go on treks. And so I said, ma'am, I'm a Seventh-day Adventurist. and her face immediately lit up and said, oh, just like Ben Carson. I said, yeah, just like Ben Carson. So that's my set. Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People are texting me and stuff right in the middle of my show. I can't even believe it. Nobody who's watching the show. Everybody who's watching the show is on a Zoom call. But that's neither here nor there. As I was saying before, I was so rudely interrupted by reality. We have people from all different time zones from all over the world that come and do the show. And I think we've had people from 4 different continents that were on the show. One of which was incontinence. That was me.
Oh.
And,
Oh, man.
hello,
Ooh.
That's a Jeffrey Burton.
this Zoom call on. Hey, I'm more hung than Jeffrey Epstein.
Oh.
Oh.
What?
How low can he go?
Age. Different age, before the Iron Age, before anything. Just an era, a Pleistocene era, even earlier than that. Please welcome, if you will, Oog, son of Og.
Yeah, all right.
Yay!
All right,
all right.
Oh, can't mean to do that. Mean to do that. Can you tell us that?
Wow.
Ahoy, 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 ahoy.
Oh, he's a pirate.
Ahoy, ahoy. Me, Dala, go kundu, go do, and me, dundu, and I'm bing bong, and maybe who could do there, and then you put it
He's trick or treating.
Oh, and I mean, you can do, what are you going to do? Okay, Lone, no pride. Oh, what do you do? Oh, let me get into Gunde dinder doda. Oh, gunde de. Oh, gunde lu. Hunde donda do goda. Ha ha. Oh, gunde lulu dide. Look at it. Oh, do go. Let it. Let me minute. No, Gunde lulu. little good. Oh, boo. Oh, me. What the hele ginde holo. Oh, 그러죠. 홀레드 단데 가다 힝도르르라 단가 가코 홀렌드드 단두 다다보 홀레드드든데 nevermore 홀렌드르라 후궁디리리 홀선나 가다보도 후 갈라리 헨딩기리룰라 후구 가다도 홀렌드드든데 nevermore. Oh,
I just had an idea. I don't know where it came from. I think Oog is done for the night.
Right.
Gave himself the light.
I didn't have to give him the light. He gave me the light. Get it? No, you know what? I did get it already. So never mind. We have many different people come through our doorways. Some of them say, not for me. And the more wise, shall we say, perspicacious people, geniuses, basically is what I'm saying, come back and do sets over and over again here. That belongs to Oog, that belongs to Jeffrey, and our next performer as well is a genius in the making. She's been here a few times, and I hope she comes back many more. Give her a big round of applause. Catherine Shea.
Yay!
Yeah, Catherine. All right.
Thank you. It's so great to be here.
Isn't it though?
Yeah, I live in Boulder, but I'm not one of those neurotic moms. Last week, I moved my child out of her crib into her own room. She seemed ready now that she has her driver's license. You never know when your child will need you. I'm having lunch in my car one day when I get a call from school. My child forgot her lunch. I race to the school and get to the cafeteria in record time. It helped that I was parked right next to the school. Some Boulder moms stress out about their kids' lunch, but not me. My child usually has a healthy meal like tofu and green beans once the other kids get her to trade away her Cool Ranch Doritos.
Yeah.
I'm not going to insist that my child always eat organic. Someday they'll make organic Snickers.
Yes.
There is one area where I'm a real stickler: vocabulary. We're getting ready to drive home from preschool, and my child is struggling with her seatbelt. She says, "Oh, frock." I say, "What did you say?" Frock. Why are you saying that? She says, "I'm saying it instead of Jesus." Even though I'm really grounded, my child lives in a fantasy world. Yesterday, she came out of her room wearing a cloak, holding a lightsaber, and talking about the last remnants of Joe Biden's agenda. Mother, we must release the dragons, destroy the Death Star, and provide health care for everyone. This upsets me. I say, don't ever call me mother when I'm wearing this crown. It's your majesty. My daughter complains that I'm too competitive, but I'm not competitive. Sure, I had to wear a leg cast for 6 months, but no 5-year-old is going to beat me at a game of tag. Not even my daughter. My child and I were to get together last night. She put a bit of a damper on the evening. Apparently, it's a real no-no to bring margaritas to the 3rd grade class science fair. I keep my cool when she tries to get my attention and snags my fishnet stockings. Mom, she says, put this coat on. No one else is wearing a bathing suit. I said I would as soon as I finish. I said I would as soon as I finish showing photos from spring break with the college gymnastics team.
Mm.
My child wanted me to sit in one of those kid-sized seats, but I refused to do it. She said, at least come down from the teacher's desk, she said. And I blame her for making me fall on top of the twins sitting in the front row.
Be cruel.
At least they weren't their permanent teeth.
Oh.
The evening was not a total loss. I was able to get the phone numbers for 3 different men. The teacher wants me to meet the principal, a school counselor, and a mystery man she called Mr. AA. My daughter is a real princess. She has to have everything her own way. Now she wants to change her name. I spent a lot of time picking out that name, so you can now call me Princess Leia.
Ooh. Ooh.
We're clearing out some of her childhood things, and I'm not one of those moms who has to hold on to every little thing. I'm down to just one bookcase to hold all of her pacifiers.
Yeah.
Yesterday, I learned that I might be a little bit too involved in my teenager's life. Oh, wait. Apparently, there is a limit to how many times you can like an Instagram post. She says my hearts won't help her win the student council election. Now she has to see the principal, something about election fraud. Here's my last joke. I like to think I'm teaching my daughter the right values. We're driving to school one day and she shouts, "Mom, slow down. You almost hit that kid." That's right, baby. Survival of the fittest.
Yeah.
I'm Catherine Shea. Thanks for having me. You guys have been a great audience.
Yeah.
Woo!
Survival of the fittest. I like that. Slow down. You almost hit that kid. So I slowed down, backed up, and made sure.
There we go. There we go. Thank you, Mike.
No problem. Yeah, thank me.
Right on me.
I do it on stage and you'll end the night in jail. We do have open mic every Monday nights at 8 o'clock Mountain Time here. If you got friends that you would like to have come in here, you can get the tickets at Eventbrite.
It's brought to you by Zing, Mike.
It's brought to us by Zing, and every week more and more Zing.
More Zing. Get more Zing out of your jokes when you come to open my comedy show.
Yep. You can get a tag for one of your jokes if you're lucky.
Right.
Every year I help to write a show for a group called Magic Moments. They do large cast, special needs, inclusive musical theater shows every year, a full-length musical. All of the music comes from ASCAP and BMI licensing services. So if you come to the show, you know that every single melody you hear is going to be world-class. The lyrics have been repurposed to help the show. This year, it's about a guy who comes and tries to make a resort out of a sleepy mountain time. Or I would have said mountain time, if that's what I meant, but I said mountain time instead of mountain town. And it's going to be a funnier show than my explanation right now. Nevertheless, my daughter's in the show every year, so that's another great reason to go there. You can get on my good side by telling her how wonderful she is. And let's see. Oh, you should go on the website and see what they do specifically. Casts are between 150 and 200 people, of whom about 50 or 60 have some kind of special needs, ranging from almost imperceptible to severely impacted. And the shows are good on any yardstick, and great considering the logistical problems that producing them present. So that's all I'm going to say about that. And I want to turn it over to Chuck, who likes to talk about his favorite charity.
Damn, Elevating Connections. Thanks, Mike. What the Elevating Connections does is they put on programs for youth who are separated from their siblings by the foster care system. And we donate 10% of ticket sales to their programs. And also, I went up to Camp Two Belong this week, Mike, and put on a workshop for the kids and brought a bunch of swag from the Community College of Denver. So trying to cement that partnership there so the kids know that A, we pay attention to them, and then B, you know, that we're happy to try and help them pursue their career goals. So
Foster kids get a really raw deal, no question about it.
yep, and Colorado, only 3% of youth in foster care have completed any sort of post-secondary education. So that's something we're happily trying to change. And so thanks for
Is
wishing
that
us
just
well.
our show on Monday nights that you donate 10% of the tickets?
No, we also might donate 10% of our private event fees, which are ridiculously large. You know, it ain't cheap to get us to come and deliver your private event like your holiday or Christmas party, but it is a gift that keeps on giving. So
It's
please
quality entertainment.
book a show and you know, we'll help the kids. If you like listening to us on Spotify, you can find us on Anchor FM. Go to our link tree and subscribe to our YouTube. How about that, Mike? 1, 2, 3. Those 3 are done. And we should thank our VIPs. We have several here. There's a little Bobby L is here, and another special guest is here who they remain in the VIP section, and so we got them some virtual prizes.
Oh.
Got you this nice cottage in Connecticut.
Wow.
It's the Amityville house.
Such a horror. Such a horror.
So you know, just hey, I'm not saying you'll stay long, but you know, it's yours virtually to stay at anytime you want. And that comes with more zing. Even the ghosts are funnier.
Rest in pieces.
Right. So, you know, enjoy that. And then I got you a pumpkin cannon. I thought that would be fun for the holidays. You know, to have your own pumpkin cannon is like, that's a lot. But if you have a virtual pumpkin cannon, it's like you own it anytime you want. You're like, pew,
Wow.
pumpkins.
And none of the upkeep.
Right. And none of the upkeep.
Oh,
And
look,
speaking of upkeep,
pumpkins to shoot from.
Oh,
wanted to help you with your laundry. So I got you a set of washboard abs. And this is a gift that is not going away still. I think we're on 20 weeks of giving away the Abercrombie and Fitch models, and
Hey,
also some pumpkin pie. How about that?
There's a slice missing.
Right. But that's so you'll have some room
Went into the
for a
south.
delicious salad. Thanks to Chef
Oh.
Scafone from the Colorado Comedy Show's
Now it makes
virtual
sense.
event staff. He's just a top-notch chef. And then if you don't know, he, you know, taunts me with salads and insists that, you know, as I'm eating my pie, he's like, I want you to eat the salad, Mr. Roy. And I'm like, you're from Brooklyn. Like not an island, you crazy man.
Does he also toss your salad? I was just curious.
No. First, let's go back to the Abercrombie fellas, and I'll let you know. I got you this for general admission people, those of you watching on YouTube or in the balcony.
Shining.
Just
It's from The
very
Shining.
Shining.
Hospital for this criminally
yeah,
insane.
your very own 1890s hospital for the mentally ill. It's not haunted at all. It's, you know, they're poltergeists, so that's not quite a haunting. And then
Jack's still living there.
got you this guy. You know, he seems to join us every week, and we've been like, I think he's been with us longer than the Abercrombie and Fitch guys. And
He has.
you know, I've been picking up that there's some rumbling from the crowd, so I decided.
Oh, much better. Much better. There you go.
that's tasteful.
We might drop one of them, and next week he'll just be doing the push-ups or whatnot.
Oh, I thought he was being arrested.
Right.
That's the push-up bra.
He's also as what we call presenting. Thank you. The VIP's got pumpkin pie, so we got your make your own pumpkin pie kit. And it should come with delicious salad. Thank you, Chef Scapone and the whole Colorado Comedy Show's virtual events team for helping us come up with some cool prizes. This week on our Facebook, we have a post that'll ask for your prize suggestions. So feel free to go to our Facebook page and comment there. Mike, the show is so popular and we have sponsors from around the world. And speaking of round, there's Round Robin, our favorite realtor. She's known for plus size sales figures.
It looks like she lost some weight though this week.
A little bit. And I'd be remiss in not reminding you that April is APR month. This month, today's topic is holiday appetizers that didn't quite make it. So, Mike, how Round Robin works is we give a topic like this to the comedians, and they potentially have some funny shenanigans and jokes and whatnot.
Potentially.
About
Potentially.
You may or may not have jokes about holiday appetizers that didn't quite make it. And Mike, I enjoy going to your house for the holidays, all of them, the high holy days, as well as the Christian holidays. And I'm just going to finally admit it. I didn't enjoy the pumpkin spice clams.
It's an acquired taste.
Right.
Just I don't think the choir wants it. No.
That's funny as hell.
They wouldn't be able to sing. They'd be like, "Puh."
Right.
That's true.
Am I allowed to make Jewish jokes?
Yeah, because at Mike's house they serve mint juleps.
Now keep in mind, I'm only allowed to read this item that's no longer an appetizer that didn't make it because I'm married to a Jewish woman. So just keep that in mind.
Right.
They don't have this anymore. It's called the Chewy Jewy Hanukkah oven poppers. Good night, everybody. Good night.
Right. Alan Enlow, it was nice to have you here on your last time at the Open Mic Comedy Show.
Hold on a second. Hold on.
Right.
See you hanging around there.
Right. The cleaning.
Sure.
Mike, remember last year when the cleaning crew invited us to the cleaning crew's holiday party? All sorts of holiday parties at the Colorado Comedy Show's virtual events center. We have several teams, and we just, we like to celebrate. It's a big deal if Mike shows up. And so I remember you weren't too fond of their lemon-scented pine sole.
No, I wasn't.
No, that was not your favorite appetizer.
Yeah, it was fillet of, and I wasn't crazy about it, but I did like it when they blended it and they made a turkey nog out of it.
Right. Oh, turkey nog is so.
Speaking of which, the holidays is always a great time to get even with your self-righteous asshole vegan friends by serving them turkey hummus.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God.
And you can get even sneakier with a caramelized onion prairie oyster dip for them.
Oh, caramelized onions are so good.
They do have the XXX pickles with cream cheese on the tip.
Yes.
Oh, man.
And for dessert, there's the classic gizzard cheesecake.
Yep.
Oh, no.
All the prairies.
Oh, no.
All the prairies.
See, in my family,
royal family,
yeah.
It's, dying swan, easiest pie to make. You just, the British royal family owns all the swans in England. I don't know if you knew that.
Yeah.
Swan
peppers.
Single swan.
Yeah.
So
See, in
this
my
is
family, we're always arguing.
Guests can have. So you find a swan, wound it, then pluck it, then release it into a vat of hot cider. And for extra fun, raise the temperature slowly and see how close you can get it to boiling before they die. If they do die, you can try the second favorite holiday appetizer of the British royal family, dead swan.
Wow.
Hey.
I remember when they made that on Downton Abbey.
The holidays are tough in my house. I'll tell you, it's very tough in my house.
How tough are they?
How is it?
Lipsky?
Everybody's always fighting. and so we wind up serving broken finger foods.
Hello.
Italian house.
I went to
also.
visit my wife's family for the first time. It was around the holiday season, and I also am married to a woman of the Jewish faith, and they served me. Well, first of all, they're fairly reformed. They're kind of reformed Jewish. They served me a bacon wrapped gefilte fish.
Jesus.
Guppies on a stick.
I have two.
Yes.
I'm not sure how funny they are.
We'll tell
Don't
you.
worry about that.
Cuban. One is a Cuban Chinese appetizer called Guantanamera.
Oh,
And
It's
other,
made with guajila dip.
other thing is saying how appetizers are a crapshoot. It's you dim some, you lose some.
oh man.
It's true.
Uh,
That's a tough one.
Tasty.
Another thing that they gave me on my tray plate was escargot sushi.
Oh man.
Oh.
They were easy to catch, but they tasted terrible.
Right. You eat that at a snail's pace.
If you're a devout Christian, you might want to try the Jesus and crackers in a manger basket.
Yeah.
Right.
Hey, you go to your mother with that?
Several
Mom?
of those crackers
Oh!
are running for the Republican nomination.
Hey, speaking of crackers, I was down in Kentucky one summer and they gave me maple glazed squirrel bites.
Wow.
yummy.
I remember in Kentucky where I bought a box of animal cracker droppings.
Oh, those are good. And then again, when I was down south, this time I was in Alabama. This is one of my favorites. It was one for the kiddies, just to keep them out of the way. It was catch and kill your own chicken wings.
Oh, wow.
Mhm. Mm.
hopefully boneless.
Right. You got to get the pluck of the litter.
Yeah, you can get
Big face.
grass garnished with bits of cane toad in Australia. I don't know if you know that.
Right. Ned Rice is here. He's actually a talented chef. It makes me jealous with the items he posts. And I remember, Ned, when you invited us for the holidays, I wanted to enjoy, but they just didn't quite work. The I'm gonna gazpacho suckers.
Oh, yeah.
Little
And I got, this
Well,
is-
in lieu of the 12 days of Christmas, well, of course they don't carry them anymore. There was the Partridge Family in a pear pea soup,
Wow.
Yeah.
and then also there was the
Pear
six,
pea soup.
the six geese getting laid Grey Poupon.
Mhm.
Oh.
You know, I'm realizing that the funnier we make these, the grosser they are. So it's like the laugh gets
These are real
taken
items.
away by going like, "Oh, that's awful," but funny.
Real
you know?
items.
That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous, Chuck. Funny is funny, no matter what it is.
Right.
I'm not gonna laugh at the Pope's favorite appetizer for Christmas.
What?
Which
Do you remember, Mike, when the Pope came to our holiday party and he was offended at the Virgin Mary's eggs?
Oh, Lord.
We were.
They tasted terrible in such small portions.
It was a miracle anybody could eat them.
Smelled like fish.
They came flying out of a dove, I'm told. We had earwigs and a blanket one year when we were not very well off in my family.
You know, it's funny you should mention that, Mike. In Minneapolis, where I just visited, the favorite appetizer is pigs in a lawsuit because of the hello?
Mike.
We're all waiting for the punchline.
I hope you brought a good book.
This one that
My-
actually doesn't exist, but but I just found out on a pro-Trump website that they're selling this as something that exists to try and garner more votes. It's called Fetus Nog.
Whoa!
It's good
They'll
for
stop
6
at
weeks.
Nothing, those people.
Right, not available in Texas.
Yeah.
Good for
we were,
6
we
weeks.
were-
That was funny.
You got your
We were
choice of
kind of,
X or Y or XY. Or...
In Canada, you could get salmon mousse served in the carcass of a real moose.
Right. And we eat meat at our holiday parties. We take care of the vegans and vegetarians. But I got to tell you, Mike,
New Hampshire wasn't part of Canada. Just because your family came from someplace else doesn't mean you're Canadian. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
If you're born here, you're here. You're not Canadian. That's the
right.
thing.
So I'm
Is
an
that funny or
American.
technical? I'm not
You're
sure.
still an American.
Right. It just 45 seconds of not getting a laugh while I was trying to get a joke in. That joke was a little raw, Mike, like the time you served woodchuck tartare.
That's how much woodchuck of a woodchuck.
Right.
Hey, why don't you just hop over a couple and get to what the ones that have a laugh at the end of them?
Right. Thank you, Mike.
Hey, Chuck, how much wood can a Chuck,
Yeah, you have to
Chuck.
figure that out.
Right. Remember when we tried to serve celery cake and beet frosting?
That's some mighty fine eating.
Did you?
What about
Mom's dirty Kleenex served inside a sweater?
I've had that.
You'll be itching to try these Brussels sprouts dusted with flea powder. They served them in the orphanage I grew up in.
I'm trying to quit.
My brother and I would fight over the food during the holidays a lot. Sometimes I would give my brother a wedgie tray. I don't know.
No.
That's a good one. Best, I once went someplace that was a little out of the ordinary. They gave me, first of all, they gave me sweet and sour prairie oyster sashimi, just like your bachelor Uncle Terrence used to make.
I like having a bachelor uncle. It's so on National Coming Out Day. It's
Best
so
of holiday
50s.
One thing they definitely don't.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
No, don't, please.
One thing they definitely don't make anymore is, usually kiss under the mistletoe. They stopped making kissing under the dingleberries. You don't do that anymore.
Oh, Lord.
No.
I told you, Chuck. I told you they don't do that anymore.
It's a tradition that's coming back, though. I heard it's coming back.
Yeah,
Oh, that's not the place where it's coming, but
not coming back. It's not coming back. It's backing up. I made one year. I found this in a Nambla.
Oh,
In a Ram-
Did
in a
you really?
Rambler? Is that a Rambler or an Ambler?
Somebody left it on my desk. I didn't even.
Yeah, it's not
Best
his.
holiday wreath made of goat cheese and bull semen. You won't even be able to taste the bull semen unless you're a curious farmer. I think a lot of these could have made it.
Yeah.
Right. Next time I'm going to edit. That's what I'm going to do.
I am a big no. Don't edit. Yours or all of yours are funny. I thought chocolate covered mothballs was good. Crostini.
Wow, I struck out like the devil rays.
Crostini topped with the hearts of your enemies. That's always been
Mm,
my house.
that's best served cold.
Yes, it is. Christmas wreath made of lizard cheese topped with garden pests. It doesn't sound like it'll be good, but it is.
It sounds very.
It sounds very what?
That's very silent.
That was after I spoke it. While I was doing
Oh,
while I was doing it, there was lots of speech going on. It was only afterwards that it became silent. And I understand that. I have left people in awe many, many times in my life. I
actually have a compilation of all those awkward pauses. It helps me sleep at night.
Right.
I just play it.
Yeah, you call it white privilege noise, don't you?
Right. Well, Mike, we have to determine who gets our prize for tonight.
When you know what, I'm taking myself out of the competition because as I have it scored, I have positions 1 through 5.
Right. I feel like this week the prize should go to Jeffrey Burden for his joke in the comment section. We didn't have a lot, but there were occasional spam and cheese rolls.
Mouth watering, mouth watering.
Those were-
Right. So
Yeah, I didn't
we
think of
got
that
you-
because that was the main course in my holiday meals.
We got you this.
I'm not saying we were poor, Chuck.
Right.
Plenty of other people.
Jeffrey, we got you this virtual appetizer tray. I'm not,
Oh,
I'm
that's
not
really
sure what's
nice.
on there. Potentially some raw meat and
Some olives.
Olive.
trees.
I believe that's some woodchuck tartare right next there to the mozzarella. So
Looks like a cow pie.
right, cow pie sausages, and then
And what goes
gotta
better-
have it. You gotta have a salad
What
with
goes
your
better with
delicious
woodchuck
pies. So
And an empty glass of nothing.
right, but you got plenty of zing, buddy.
Oh,
Plenty of zing. That's for you. You enjoy your virtual appetizers with plenty of zing.
Yep. That is, by the way,
it does look like gabagool.
Gabagool.
Well, gang, I think we did our prizes and commercials. We probably did a whole show right there in just commercials and prizes. But there's plenty of funny comedians coming up. So
Oh God, you got to send those to me in the chat. I am going to introduce.
we're looking for Paula, then maybe Ned Rice.
I'm going to introduce Paula, who also has been returning to us after a little while away, where she was whiling away the hours, trying to get her internet to work. But now it's working, and now she's back. Paula Maddox, please welcome her.
Hey!
All right, Paula.
Hello, hello. Well,
Alright.
thanks for having me. I appreciate you hosts for hosting every week. I mean, thank you very much. My addiction thanks you very much. Can I just tell you, I need to be honest. I'm so addicted to this comedy thing. And I just had a 3-day comedy festival at my club. You know, I'm kind of hoarse even. And I'm like, let's go. Come on. Yeah, that's how I'm handling the stress this time around. You know, I've been mature this time. I've decided that I'm going to choose my addiction versus letting one sneak up on me like last time with the donuts. This chick never knew you could get addicted to donuts. She thought it was just crack and you know, weed and alcohol, maybe sex even, maybe porn. Fucking donuts? Like, what the hell? I lived on the res for a long time. Surprise! I got a surprise for. I'm Native American. I know you can't tell that by looking at me. I'm an incognito Indian. Yeah. I can hide in plain sight. Super fucking handy. Can I tell you? It's one of the very, very few good side effects of transgenerational trauma. I'm very good at assimilating. Very good. Don't even got to think about it. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm Hoopa, Northern California Indian, and I'm so grateful that we were Northern California Indian, because by the time the soldiers got to us, they had fucked themselves up with all the PTSD, you know, from the killing and the raping and the murdering, you know. Yeah, they killed and murdered because, you know, killing wasn't good enough. Let's be honest. Just wasn't. And that's kind of scary, you know, to be grateful for PTSD. But hey, you take your gravy where you can get it, you know. Yeah. That's how I got my white daddy, though. If you shorten the story, he started marrying us instead of killing us. I think that's better.
Yeah,
it's better. Yeah, there's a lot of pros and cons to being Native. The first one's both, because I have a Native mother. You know, that's the one I've been blessed with in the family, and man, they're fucking fierce, y'all. Can I tell you, like, shoo-wee, man, I'm still scared of her, y'all. You know, she hasn't spanked me for a while, but she came for me a few weeks ago, and man, thank God she slowed down a little bit, but instantly I like ducked and wove, man. I was like, whoa, you know, that kind of scared me too. Yeah. But that just shows us all how deep trauma really gets embedded, you know what I mean? But we comics, we turn our trauma into treasure. So hey, we'll be all right. We really will. Another cool thing about being Native is the medicine. You know, we got cool medicine, you know. Yeah, in our family, my mom used the Indian doctor and only took this to the real doctor once the Indian medicine wasn't working. You know, that's illegal now. You know, gotta go to the doctor. Yeah. The other thing is jewelry. You know, people love the native jewelry. Yeah. Since we've been hustling so long, you call it an art now. We call it fucking surviving, but you know, whatever, however you want to butter that bread, butter that bread. Yeah, when the pandemic started, you know, us natives were like, well, you guys look at it this way. At least other people know that you're sick. You know, it's not just your people. That's a bonus, right? And they hadn't been passing out any weird blankets. We couldn't even get masks in the beginning, remember? That's kind of cool. Another thing, in my family, we actually have Indian names, real life bona fide Indian names. I'm one of 3 sisters. My older sister's name is Daytime Moon, which I took to mean like the sun, you know, and she was hot and scolded anyone around her. So that was kind of accurate. Weird, you know, this ancient stuff. And then my younger sister, her Indian name is Butterfly. That's fucking pretty, you know, nice to look at. What are you gonna do? Fragile as a motherfucker. Can I just tell you? Like, tender. Yeah. And then mine being the middle child, it's fucking perfect. Mine is Spiked Buck. What does a person do with that? Not a goddamn fucking thing, man. Man. And I grew up a tomboy too, so I thought, man, was I, you know, but back then there was no transgenderedness, you know, I just felt very masculine at times, but I knew I wasn't a bull dyke. Like, I just knew that, you know, just knew that. So I got married my husband and messed up my life the traditional way, you know, so I stuck to those lines. Yeah. But a few years ago, my mom said, well, you know, honey, I think you got that name because I like to eat deer meat when I was pregnant with you. You couldn't have told me that years ago, like Spiked Buck, like really, you couldn't have fucking helped me out? She's like, it wouldn't have been funner that way. Okay. But actually, a few years ago, I was driving through the forest in the middle of the night, and it was about this time of year, and I came around the corner, and there was a deer, and I broke in time, and I was so relieved, you know. But his brother was tailgating, and I spiked that buck. I leveled up, y'all. I earned my Indian name. That's so rare. Like my cousin, Two Dogs fucking, he won't be able to do that appropriately. Like, how do you? No, but not me. Man. I get treasures from my trauma. Thank you very much. Hey, you guys, thanks for the mic. I appreciate you all. Thanks for coming out every week and keep your addictions up because you're all great. Thank you very much. Have a good night.
Yeah. Paula Maddox, ladies and gentlemen. It's so great to be able to see and hear you at the same time, Paula.
I know.
6 times in a row, and I'm afraid to get used to it.
You don't have to work the pole to keep it. Just be quiet. And I got a bad arm, y'all. Like, it's gonna be hard. I'm
Like in Zoolander, you
tired. I know why that old lady had that old shoe, man. The bitch was like, "Fuck it. I don't care what it looks like."
Well, be that as it may, old shoe or no, I love being able to see you and hear you at the same time, and it's great. So we had somebody on the show tonight who was called signed up as Autistic Audra, and apparently a characteristic of autism I wasn't aware of was a complete lack of understanding of the concept of time. So I don't have any performing on another mic somewhere else. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. That's what I'm saying.
There's a whole spectrum of mics where she could be performing.
You know, on another night I might go on a trail of tears of mics, but I'm not going to. I'm not that
Man.
I've got
but
Spectrum.
here's the thing. Our next performer,
Big horning in on my act.
Yeah, Mike Langworthy, the only one of us celebrating Columbus Day.
You guys didn't even know where you were if it wasn't for me. You were all lost.
It's him and Fox Network.
Thank you, Alan. All right, it's just exactly what I love. It's just exactly what I love. And what I'd like to do is apologize for the last 500 years, but I'm not going to do that either. Why? Pride. I'm not going to sell out. Pride. The gays are all right with me too. I'm going to the gays. See, Chuck can always say the thing. You know,
I'm just checking what the newsletter says, and yep, they still love you.
The Facebook and the gays.
Yeah.
Facebook, but he doesn't say the gays. He says the Facebook, he says the YouTube, but he always says gays.
Mike,
Well, twink.
acceptable way
But he
they
doesn't-
your kid.
You know what? This was supposed to be an introduction originally.
Those were the days.
I don't know why. Maybe it's because I care for this man in a creepy way. Remember earlier when he wasn't here and I said all but one of you guys is great? Well, never mind. I'm not even gonna get it. Next before I've known him for a long time, and we used to write on different shows together in Los Angeles, and now he's here through the magic of the media. He's in the state where we both went to college and both grew up, and it's Michigan.
One of us graduated. Yeah.
You know,
Blah, blah.
I told you that in confidence. Why do you rub my nose in it? For the rest of you, please welcome Ned Rice, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, Ned.
Yeah.
Thank you, so kind. Someone touched on this earlier. It's a weird day for holidays. Today was Columbus Day, which some people take to be kind of a racist holiday. Today was also National Coming Out Day. Such a joyous occasion for people to come out to friends and family as being not heterosexual. But, there was a mix-up. Apparently, there have been reports all over of people coming out as racist today. Closeted racists were coming out to friends and family. And equally, some of the comments were like, I feel finally I can just be myself. And what's ironic is a lot of when these closeted bigots came out to their families and loved ones, their response was, we always knew. We knew you were. The Trump hat, the N-word Facebook post, we knew. We just want you to be happy. So it was an exciting day for holidays. This Columbus Day is pretty much over. There's a lot of we're trying to correct historical wrong. We're tearing down statues and changing names of holidays and sporting teams. These are all wonderful things. But I came home from work the other day and somebody had torn down half of my Civil War chess set. I think that goes too far. That was uncalled for, and I object to that. But what are you going to do? According to DC Comics, Superman is bisexual now. I don't know if you heard about this. Actually, I think it would be AC/DC Comics at this point. But look, it's really shocking. Superman's bisexual. The guy goes around in a skin tight leotard and a red cape, and you're telling me he's bisexual? Wow, I didn't see that coming. I had never. So the good news is Superman is bisexual. The bad news is he's still faster than a speeding bullet. So it's going to be a very sexual encounter of sorts. And plus, it doesn't matter what you wear because he has X-ray vision. So good for Superman. Good for him. I don't know if if this is a theater crowd, perhaps, maybe. Something tells me just something. I can't put my finger out, but something tells me this is a theater crowd. Maybe the pretension. Andrew Lloyd Webber. The Broadway producer and composer. He said what they did to my movie Cats. When I saw the movie that they made of Cats, I was emotionally damaged. I thought, you and me both, Andrew. You and me both. What a piece of shit that movie was. So okay, we have some Weber fans in the audience. That's okay. I'm controversial. I understand. I get it.
Yeah.
So it is a theater crowd. That's good to know. Hamilton is finally coming to Michigan. Next, it's coming to East Lansing, Mike, in case you're wondering, in the spring. There's going to be a production of Hamilton. Now, of course, it won't be the original cast. It's sort of the off-Broadway production of Hamilton. The entire cast is white, and the show doesn't make old people uncomfortable. So it's not the exact same rhythm, but it's still pretty darn good. More theater news? Sure, okay. There's going to be a female. What a great idea, right? A female James Bond. We can call her Agent 0070% of what we would have paid a man.
Hello! Bravo! Bravo!
Right?
Encore.
I'll have a kale smoothie with strawberries shaken, not stirred. All the female jokes come out now. They come out of the woodwork. The females, that was actually a joke. The female James Bond, she can fend off a crew of terrorists with a single gun. She can jump out of a plane without a parachute, land safely. She can disarm a nuclear bomb in the heart of the city with seconds to spare. She can't parallel park though. So, but other than that, again, female.
Bring home the bacon and fry it up in a pan.
That's what she can do. Thank you, Mike. Thank you for that hate reference to bacon, which is offensive to my people. I noticed today. What else did I notice today? Gosh, I was driving in traffic. I was driving in a construction zone, and I saw a man holding a sign that said "slow." And I thought, why do we label people? Maybe he thought this of learning than you and I. So I hit him because it was I know it sounds cruel, but it's really for the best. A woman from Roseville, Michigan, was banned for life from flying Spirit Airlines. I don't know if this made the paper where you guys live. No. She was flying on Spirit from Miami to Detroit. She verbally harassed a flight attendant and she ethnically intimidated another passenger, and she is banned for life from Spirit Airlines. That's all I have to do. I just have to fuck with a couple. I'll do it. Spirit Airline. In case this is your first comedy show, Spirit Airline is the worst airline in history. It's the only airline that you hope the pilots are drunk, because at least they have some motivation to make it to the next airport. Absolutely true story. I was flying Spirit Airlines somewhere, had my little ticket, got on the plane, went to my, seat 10B or whatever. I got to that place in the plane. Usually on a shitty airline, there's someone sitting in your seat. When I got to seat 10B, there was no seat there. There was just a hole in the aisle with air. I swear to God, there was no seat there. So I brought this to the attention of the flight attendant, who was quite miffed with me for, interrupting her beverage service. I said, there's no seat here. She said, there's one other seat on the plane. Okay. I don't know if you're going to want it or not. But I said, well, I'll take it. I mean, and it was weird for me because I've never flown a plane before. But I'm like, here we go. How this shit works. So that was scary and not very funny. Afghanistan's still kind of a shit show over there. Very sad. And, I see what's happening in Afghanistan. And I think, that's awful, but it's halfway around the world, right? What does that have to do with me? And then I got my heroin bill this week. Oh my God. It's like Afghan junk is through the roof. My wife doesn't have that kind of money. What am I supposed to do? Of course, I'm kidding. Not married. That's all the time I have tonight. Thank you for listening.
Yeah.
Price, ladies and gentlemen.
Yay,
Tattoo in the Green Monster with jokes about every ethnic group but the ones he belongs to.
What? You know what? Funny you should mention that, because I've been told that I have to purge my act of every reference, any expression, figure of speech, any even single word that might be offensive to somebody. And I said, fat chance. How much? That's how.
I think what you meant was beautifully curvy chance.
Thick.
Yes.
Physically opulent.
Yes. BBW that.
That's
And I said,
the chance more of it to love.
so you know what I'm saying? Is what I'm saying is you don't
Yeah, I
just laugh, you learn.
Learn.
Like every Monday night. And tonight we learned that Ned Rice has it in for just about everybody. And it's, you know, it's good. It's no, we're not, I'm not critical. I'm not critical. Come on. You know, that's all you have to do. That's all you have to do is insult every ethnic group on the planet and you won't have to fly an airplane you don't like. That's
I hate more people, but you only give me 5 minutes. Believe me. If I'm
you know,
heard of.
From all the interchanges we've had over the years, you would hate more people, but life is finite. You know,
true. And
you
I'll
start with Afghanistan. You hardly even get to Cameroon before you've run out of life. Just go one at a time.
Yeah, pick your battles.
And
Exactly.
you, all right, you know, that's as hilarious as we always are bantering with each other, Ned.
Yeah.
We have another act.
Okay.
Oh, thank God.
And he's been extreme. There's been times when I put him on really early, and now he's going on as what we call our headliner. And it's not really the headliner, but it's the headliner. He gets to do a little bit more time if he feels like it because he's the last act. He's been so patient. He's waited around. And
Next to last act.
Next to last act. Close enough.
Oh my God, I can't believe that. Yeah, there's another guy after.
Oh.
You know what? I can take a hit. I can take a hit. I can take a hit.
Go through these long fake introductions just to get a punchline, and somebody comes in at the last minute and screws.
I blame the writers. I'm sorry, Mike. My bad. We put the wrong thing in the prompter.
You know what?
There's writers?
This afternoon, I asked. You remember when I went like this? I went like this, and I said, "Are you sure this is going to work? This is going to work?" Because I've done the bad introduction bit before, and just
Stop with the slapstick. Stop with the slapstick.
No, this time, Mike, this time it's going to work because Alan is the last guy that's going to be on the show. And he's the most polite guy that we ever book on the show. And he's just going to take it until the very end. And they'll go, oh, it was a joke. And I said, really? Do you think that? And it turns out I was wrong. I was right then. And now I'm wrong. Who cares? My point is our next act is Bruce Lipsky. And your guys are going to laugh at him. So we might as well start now.
Thank you very much. Does that mean I have,
Bruce. All
I
right.
have to turn in my union card now because I'm not closing tonight? I don't know. Okay, no worries. You know, Jeffrey was talking about marriage. 7 years. Congratulations. I just celebrated a milestone anniversary. 30 years. 30 years of wedded bliss. Oh, no. Wedded blisters. All those years you've been rubbing me the wrong way. Let me tell you, I got the calluses to prove it. You know, it's a give and take at this point. 30 years, all those years we've never bought a new mattress. So we went out shopping recently. Spent 4 hours in the store. There must be hundreds of different mattresses. We left the store, we still didn't buy one. But at the end of the day, I knew that I like mine soft and she likes hers hard.
Hello.
Like I haven't heard that over the last 30 years. Right? But actually, she wound up buying online and just got delivered the other day. She bought an avocado mattress. She spent $3,000 on this thing. She says she's going green. She's not going green. She's spending my green. And she said, we bought this because it's organic. Who wants organic in the bedroom? I want orgasmic. And after 2 weeks, this thing was lumpy. It started to stink. No, Alan, the mattress, not my wife. Okay.
Hello.
But on top of this, she bought one of those Craftmatic adjustable beds. And I found that it's not a good idea to piss your wife off before going to bed when you have one of those things. And we had a slight argument. Next thing you know, she took the remote control and raised the head and feet into a shape of a V. I said, I can't get into bed tonight. She said, that's not the only V you're not getting into tonight.
Oh.
Our Tempur-Pedic turned into her Temper-Pedic. That's how bad things are. It's tough. Choices. I mean, choices. She's a lovely lady. You know, Tsukumo was talking about yoga. My wife is a fitness nerd. She takes goat yoga. Really does, really does. She finds it very therapeutic and relaxing, especially when the goat jumps on her back and licks her ears. I said, wait a second. When I tried that last week, you slapped me and threw me out of the bedroom. And now you'll pay a goat to do it? She says, well, he's got better technique and fresher breath.
Huh.
So I asked her a simple question. Did they allow kids in the class? She says, no, they only use adult goats. But she wrote me into taking a yoga class. I'd never taken one before. She signed me up. I was so embarrassed the first day I got there. I walk in and the instructor pulls me up and says, oh, I really love your mat. What does it say? Please wipe feet before entering? Oh, man, was I embarrassed. It was one of these hot yoga classes you were talking about, Sukumar. 150 degrees, 50 people shoved into the room size of a walk-in closet. At one point, while doing my downward dog, I looked in the mirror and I said, oh, God, please tell me that was a goat's tongue.
No.
Oh, my gosh. You don't have no embarrassing that is. You know, but again, choices. My wife, sometimes she makes the weirdest choices. The other day, she recently just hired a new cleaning woman. I'm really starting to hate this woman. This woman shows up late. She eats our food, and I think she's stealing from us. I finally had to tell my wife, you got to fire your mother. And my wife does the shopping in the family. The other day, she came home with a box of Uncle Ben's converted rice. I asked her a simple question. How do you convert the rice? Do you take it to a moil? She says, no, you take it to a boil.
Yeah.
But, you know, my wife does all the shopping in the family, as I just mentioned. Never gets anything right. I ask her for regular peanut butter. She gets peanut butter crunchy style. I said, honey, I want regular orange juice. She gets orange juice with pulp. I said, honey, I need Ben Gay really bad. She brought home Ben the Bag Boy. So I finally told her, stop this. I'm getting one of those delivery services. So I called up our local store. I know better. I can understand an eggplant for a zucchini. But I ordered filet mignon. They gave me Impossible burgers. But on top of that, how do you go from Colgate toothpaste to Preparation H? But this morning, my wife said to me, Bruce, can you pass the toothpaste? I handed her my Preparation H because she's always chewing my butt out. Thank you. My name is Bruce Lipsky.
Yo.
I'll be appearing as Alan Enlow next.
Hey. That's my job, Bruce. My job. This is another guy that I've known. I've known Alan considerably longer than I've known Ned, and I've known Ned longer than Catherine's been.
If only you had known he was on the show. Sorry, boss.
I've been waiting in the Zoom wings.
Get the glasses. Get the glasses.
I like it. I respect it. You know, you should say whatever you want when it's your show. And put that joke on your resume when you're out looking for hosting gigs. Introduce, oh, you know what? He's invaluable to the show. Chuck is invaluable to the show. He has the Zoom account. And in addition to his legion of creative teasing, you know, I can't even come up with it.
You said it. I have the Zoom account.
No, the thunderous round of laugh that he got this tonight.
Right.
Anyway, our next performer is somebody that I've known even longer than I've known Ned Rice, who, by the way, left as soon as the set was over. And he actually, I think, slipped into a diabetic coma while I was introducing him. just now. Snap him out of it long enough to do his set. Please welcome Alan Enlow. It was all on purpose before.
All right.
Thank you. I'm the invisible headliner. So anyway, stay. Put my phone up there so I know what time it is. All right. So, boy, I'm glad that Ned was here because I didn't even realize that I'd forgotten that today was Indigenous and used to be Columbus Day because I don't give a shit. No, I care about Indigenous Day. Don't get me wrong. But Columbus, why does this guy still have a statue? I'm surprised they haven't pulled it down. I guess because no one gives a shit, right?
Right.
We're not even going to bother to pull it down. Because think about it, why would anybody even want a statue? Like the pigeons, the New York pigeons don't give a crap. Like, well, I can take a shit anywhere. Who gives a fuck, you know? I never understood the Greek statues though. How come they're always missing their arms? Those Greek statues. The arm, was there some pervert in ancient Greek that was stealing them? That's right. I keep all of the Greek arms in the attic and the penis is in the basement. The only difference is the penis and the basement are real. It takes a while to get there, I know. That's so Chuck, you got to update the Zoom account so the laughs get there faster.
Right.
I blame our former co-host.
Well, I swear this is the pro account.
But I don't know. I was wondering why I was.
Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No,
I was wondering why I was having so much anxiety today. It's because there was all these holidays that I didn't know about. That's what it is. I've been having a lot of anxiety lately. I get those morning demons. Do you ever get those things? The little voices inside your head that are talking to you, and they're never positive. It's always like, "You're a loser. You're never gonna amount to anything. You're a loser." But I was really glad when I finally realized that it wasn't the voices at all. It was my wife sitting next to me in bed going, "You're a loser." I was like, oh. Thank you, honey. I love you too. Yeah, I mentioned this earlier. I actually am married to a Jewish woman, and I was raised Southern Baptist, which is great because whenever she feels guilty, I can just heal her. That's great. But my wife, I wanted to marry somebody the total opposite of Southern Baptist, so I married someone that would be very loud and put me down constantly. She's always calling me an idiot, and unfortunately, she's right. But that's why I wrote a 50s song for myself. Whenever I do something stupid, I step to the side and I sing it. Dumb, dumb, I'm an idiot, idiot, dumb, dumb, I'm an idiot, idiot, yeah. And if I've been a total moron, I have a falsetto. You know, I'm also a moron. My wife agrees, and we can move on. But I'm happy to be married to a Jewish woman because the best thing about being married to a Jewish woman is she always sounds like a siren. We're walking down the street. She's behind me whining the entire time. I don't want to go to this restaurant. I want to go to a different one. Millennial muggers run for their life. Oh, we got to find a safe space quick. But I can never win an argument with my wife because she always says the same thing. She pulls rank on me and goes, "Don't make the face. Don't make the face when I'm talking to you." And I always ask her, "Honey, I don't know what face you're talking about. Doesn't matter because you're making an about face right now because this argument is over." Yeah, so I just can never win. Now, I don't want to think that I'm henpecked because I yelled at her the other day. I said, "Hey, you don't make the face." Yeah, I'm talking to you. You don't make the face. I wasn't talking to my wife. I was talking to the guy in the car next to us. I said, "Hey, don't make the face. Drive away." My wife doesn't like it. So. But you know, I like my wife to be the dominant one in the relationship because she directs all the sex, and that takes all the pressure off my performance. You know, she's like a construction worker that always backs in the trucks. Beep, 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 beep. All right, bring it back, big boy. That's right. Yeah, dump your load right here. That's it. Oh, yeah, you hit the F spot. I told you to hit the J spot. All right, that's it. Give me your invoice. I'll see you next week if you're a good boy. But my wife wants me to go to therapy again, and I'm a little hesitant because it sucks. I went to therapy for 10 years. It took me 5 years to get over the therapy. And I had a therapist who sounded like she was an alcoholic, and that's probably because she was. we didn't actually have therapy sessions. We had blurting sessions. My wife would just my wife, that's very Freudian, isn't it? My therapist would just my therapist would just blurt things out in the middle of the session, Alan, Alan, you need to find your penis. And I would yell back, I would blurt back, oh yeah, well, you need to find a cup of coffee. So you no longer drunk. And then she would blurt back, oh, this is coffee, so fuck you. Then I would blurt back, what kind of coffee is it? Chock full of nut job coffee? So let me explain the penis debacle. See, my therapist she did understand me because I was having some sexual problems, and it's because my parents were very religious. They were constantly shoving Jesus up my ass, which could be very painful, especially if he was still on the cross. I was like, oh, holy crap. That was really painful. And so that's why one day she went into this combination penis Jesus diatribe. She's like, Alan, you need to find your penis because your parents took it because they didn't want you to have sex. So you need to go to your parents' house and take your penis back. And I did go to my parents' house. I didn't look for my penis though, but I did find my mom's penis. It was
Jesus.
It was a power tool with a picture of Jesus on it, and evidently my mom was going to heaven every night.
Hello!
Take me now, Lord. Oh, take me to the Holy Land. Oh, here we are at the entrance and the exit 69. So, but I kind of broke my. I guess I'm supposed to wrap it up, aren't I? I'm starting to.
Well, somewhere in here, but
all right, so I'll wrap it up here.
you waited a long time. Just be comfortable.
All right.
I tell you what. Why don't you keep going until you get as many laughs as Chuck got tonight. Good night.
Oh wow!
Wow.
Boy.
No, I mean from now on.
No, I get it. No, I liked someone else being heckled in the middle of my set. That's great. So I guess, as I mentioned, I used to be a Christian, but I gave it up for Lent, and I have a lot of ministers in my family. My uncle was one of those Bible thumpers, and he would slap the Bible and yell constantly, "Welcome to this church this morning. Today we're going to read the entire Bible." And I would go, "Uncle Eugene, why are you yelling? There's a microphone here. We can hear you." Yeah. And he would do the same thing when he sat down to eat dinner with us. Whenever he came to visit, he would go into these marathon prayers that would go on forever. It's like, thank you for this lovely meal we're having this evening. Thank you for the turkey, and thank you for the giblets, and thank you for the hush puppies, and help the starving people in China, help the starving people in Inner Mongolia, which is now autonomous to the Republic of China. I'm like, listen, I don't want a geography lesson. I just want to fucking eat. That's why I always invited my best friend Jerry to eat with us, because he was mischievous and he would always screw up and say that quick blessing. He'd go, "Oh, Jerry, would you like to say the blessing for us?" "Sure. Good food, good meat, good God, let's eat." Then, of course, my father would reach over and smack the crap out of me. Like, "Ow, Dad, what'd you hit me for?" It's like, "Well, your friend Jerry's being disrespectful." It's like, "Well, why didn't you hit him?" "Well, I can't reach him."
Yeah.
Besides, his mother knows karate. I didn't want to get into that. So, my dad was the disciplinarian at the dinner table. He one time he actually hit me with his high school ring. It just went whack. I was like, "Dad, what'd you do that for?" He said, "Well, that's just general principles." Like, well, could you tell the general to stop acting like a principal and smacking me on the head because you hit me with your high school ring? It says class of 44 on it, and I've got that stamped on the back of my head now. So. Now, my favorite thing is to change the channel, change the stations when I'm listening to the radio. You ever do this? Change them as fast as possible, make it sound like one program. Yep. America, are you suffering from hemorrhoids? Then what you need is Jesus. Yes, Jesus is what you need. So come on down. Yep, to the Boogie to Your Puke Club. That's right. Tonight it's Boogie to Your Puke Club. Tonight, all ladies get in free. Tomorrow night it's transvestite night. All men who look like ladies get in free. And Saturday night it's Christine Jorgensen night. All men who turn themselves into ladies get in free. And I'll end on that one. Thank you.
Yeah.
And
Man, I was getting.
hello, ladies and gentlemen. Well,
Did I get as many laughs as Chuck?
More.
Yeah.
More.
you lapped Chuck during the trials. No, come on. I went like 3 weeks without mocking Chuck for the whole show. 3 weeks in a row without mocking Chuck at all in the show. I broke out in hives, and I'm not getting sick for anybody. That's all.
Right. I'm glad you're feeling better.
Well, both of us should be feeling better, right, Chuck?
Yes.
No one can do the yes and while offering less support than Chuck.
I'm gonna learn how to get evil with it. Just give me time. Give me time.
You have no idea. I mean, I finish these shows and I immediately go, okay, I fucked every single thing up that I did, and Chuck knew it. At some point, he's the only one who knows it. Sometimes everybody knows it, but I fucked every possible thing up, and Chuck knows it, and he's just waiting for that one time when he's gonna cut the pins out from under me permanently, and I'll be walking around like Lieutenant Dan and Forrest Gump. Well, obviously, I won't be walking around like that.
Right. You be rolling.
My brain will turn into Oog, son of Og. Anyway, this has been a lovely show from my point of view. It's except for the stunning failure to accomplish my task anyway. But you guys were great, and I really enjoyed everybody who was here, even a couple of people who had to leave. Jeffrey Burton had to leave, and apparently Ned Rice has to leave because he's the only one that lives in the Eastern time zone. So well, can I get on early so I can go to bed and get a good night's sleep? Yeah, okay. I haven't had a good night's sleep since I found out my mother wasn't my real mother. Well, let's not get sometimes you just start doing a comedy show, the next thing you know, you're figuratively on a couch somewhere explaining things to a guy who's playing with his bubble gum instead of taking notes. Why? Because he was a child psychologist. Get it? He was a child.
Oh.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Anyway, this has been a great show. What do we do now?
Let me know when you want to start that comedy show.
I can't quite remember what it is. What is it?
We do a silly photo, Mike,
What?
at the end of every show.
Yes, and anyone who just came in and decided to watch the show, if you'd like to you don't have to, there's no pressure, but if you wanted to put your pictures on and make a funny face along with the rest of us, we'd be more than happy to allow you to do that. And if you don't want to, just,
So absolutely mortified and to the right.
No, I'm not a generous person, and then you don't have to do that at all.
We're doing
Shall we?
absolutely mortified and to the right.
Is that our right?
You're right. So yeah.
So what are we
everybody-
doing?
Absolutely mortified, like Halloween terror, scary.
To your right.
Right.
Well, see, that's the other way.
Whatever your right is.
Yeah, he doesn't mirror his screen.
That was perfect. Everybody did great.
Yeah. That was fantastic. Anyway, this was a great show. I think all of you know by now that we usually, if anybody who feels like it sticks around for a few minutes and just bullshits.
Yeah, I need to go, guys.
Yeah.
Just good night, Sugamar.
Night.
10 o'clock champion.
Nice.
And
Bruce is also on the East Coast. Ed is.
Good night,
Sound like,
Bruce.
but I have manners.
And good night, YouTubers. Good night, YouTubers.
That's okay.
I'm kidding.
You got to go. Oh, he has to go walk the dog, which is his euphemism for masturbating.
Whoa.
Wow.
Totally get that.
No, I have to actually masturbate the dog. That's what I.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I worked with Fran Drescher on a television series, and she had a Pomeranian dog.
What kind of what kind of segue is that? Masturbating the dog for Fran Drescher.
Masturbation segue. That's not good for the YouTube people. They can't get the inside show business secrets. They got to show up here. So good night,